Hello, welcome to the Official Compounder Live. This is episode 9. So we just finished off September, and basically Q3 of 2025. So yeah, so basically we're recapping September and now we're gonna recap Q3. So just to confirm, we are live. So my Instagram, X, Twitter, it's O Compounders, that's Orangutan Compounder. So if you guys wanna follow, that'd be truly appreciated. But also please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want. So yeah, let's just jump into the month. So September review. We've had 3 trades in total. So equity is now 6,400. So of course last month the equity was 7,500. So basically it was a losing month. So we've had basically all trades were losses. Execution was perfect as stated here. As you can see, it says successful month, and I base a successful month on whether the execution is good or not. And for me, again, the execution was, it couldn't have been better. At the end of the day, the results, um, the market gives what the market gives. So yeah, so if we jump into our month, here are our trades. So we had these 3 here. This one here is in August. So if we go history and current month, in fact, wait, I'm in the wrong one there. So let's go here. So yeah, so current month, we've lost this month negative 1,100. Again, there's nothing, we can't really do anything about the results. It just happened to be a negative month, and considering our data that we've gathered for the past 8 years, um, can't really do anything about it. Well, today is the last day of September, but like judging on how everything's going at the moment, it looks like it's going to be quite a slow day. So I thought it's just best to get this out of the way. So if we jump on here, as you can see, overall we are negative. Basically, we're in a slump. So we basically lost 4 grand since last December. So we're basically just crawling our way back. Historically speaking, Q4 is better. I mean, Q3 has had bad, um, not so great returns. So again, it was called, it's it was expected. It's like I wanted to put more money in, but I didn't put any money in because I knew Q3 was out of all the quarters, basically Q3 happens to be my worst quarter. Yeah. So this one's gonna be a quick one. You can see here that out of all of my months for 8 years of gathering data, September is actually the worst. So we're gonna see how Q4 goes. Hopefully Q4 goes well. Well, when I say hopefully, at the end of the day, the market gives us what the market wants to give us. So when I say hopefully, and I mean execution, we're gonna stay executing, top notch execution. And then yeah, so it's interesting because this quarter is actually the first losing quarter I've experienced. I didn't revenge trade, didn't do anything like that. If you watch my previous videos, these quarters here were losing at one point. But basically what I did was I kind of refined my strategy in, I believe it was July. And it's funny that as soon as I refine my strategy, I get hit with a losing quarter, not, let alone a losing month, 2 losing months. So yeah, it's kind of sucks when you lose money, but that's part of the game. Like you look back at the data here, there are losing quarters. It's not the most that I've lost in a quarter. The most I've lost in a quarter is like -10, almost -10. And that was back in 2023. 2023 has been my worst year. So if we go here, basically all the money we made last month, we basically lost, and you can see here, like in the first quarter before I refined my strategy, um, it's like it messes with your head, you know, like every time I make money, it all gets taken away from me. But you know what, we've only been doing it for 9 months, you know, we're counting 10 next month, you know, so that this is the problem. Like I can't really make a judgment up until, like, I know I started this year, but the problem is with this year is that I was still refining my strategy, so I won't really be able to know how this strategy really goes up until next year. So I'm gonna do it next year as well, and hopefully by next year, the plan is by next year I want to be at least profitable. If I'm not profitable, if I haven't made money, then I'll consider reconsidering this path, you know, because it is really hard, you know. So yeah, is there anything else? In fact, we can actually. I've actually done this. I didn't show this last time, so we changed that to 36. So throughout the 8 years, I've totaled my red months and my green months. So I've got data based on 92 months. So that's backdating since 2017. And red months have been 36 and green months have been 56. So over the long term, you know, it works basically. You know, it's just we just gotta wait. You know, like in life, you start stuff and then like the universe kicks you down. But you know what? It happens to everyone, and only the best succeed at the end of the day. So that's what we're planning to do. So in fact, we actually need to change this. We've had a losing course. We can change that. Worst is not. Worst was 9 actually, wasn't it? Nine. So support. Worst quarter is 9. Best quarter is 21. 21. Um, 21, yeah. I also I don't know if you noticed, but I've also taken a FTMO challenge as well, so yeah, we'll see how that basically goes. But yeah, nevertheless, here's my total. So I've got like roughly a 40% win streak. I've got a win streak. I've got like a 40% profit to loss profitability. My target is 2.5 risk to reward with a 38%. So the only year that has really failed, I mean, we're borderline it right now, but the only time that's really failed to meet that criteria is 2023. So yeah, this isn't be a short one. This was a trade recap. You know, 9 months in, and I'm still. It's frustrating. You know, it's like 9 months in, considering my data, it should have been profitable, but I'm not profitable, and it does like you can imagine what's going through my head right now. But we just gotta stay disciplined. Oh yeah, I also want to show you copy with me. I know like now's not the time to show you because I'm down 4 grand. But if you go on my channel, click this. My Twitter is here. Instagram is there. If you click this, you can copy if you want. Please understand it's not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. Investing is risky and you should only risk what you can afford to lose. The official compounder is not responsible for any losses. Investors understand the required fees and potential risk. Past performance is not indicative of future results. So yeah, as you can see here, it's not looking great, but this is good. I'm glad because basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this as a record for my performance. Basically, that's all it really is, to be fair. And if people want to like copy, you guys can copy. It all depends. Just let you guys know. Demo is allowed, so you can try it. But yeah, other than that, yeah, we're down 6.4. All history, we're down negative 500 on this account. Remember, before I was on IC market, so we'll see if we can crawl back in Q4. And yeah, it's frustrating, but the discipline was there. To be fair, the Q3 this this quarter, my discipline and my execution was perfect. Couldn't like I couldn't spot any faults. So that's what I want. You know what? I can do that. Like you can, if you can stay disciplined when you're losing and like winning is, I mean, that's a difference. That's completely a different scenario. To be fair, keeping discipline when you're winning. It's like you gotta get up to the mountain with them, and you get up to the mountain, you gotta stay on top of the mountain. And a lot of people, when they get up to the mountain, they end up falling because it's hard to stay up at the mountain. But we'll wait until that comes anyway. So yeah, this is the official Compounder Live episode 9, September Q3 recap 2025. We are now live. This is real money. We're down -4K. Let's see if we can pull it back in